Salute, salute. Welcome back to the Retro Files. I am your host, Rick. We back in the building. Back on the Retro Files, man. Back to talk some retro talk. Back to talk some ill sneaker talk, man. Let's get into it. Before we get into it, I would like to say I appreciate y'all for listening. Spread the word for me. You know what I'm saying? Tell somebody about the Retro Files, man. Tell them Rick is over there, man, trying to bring a different point of view with this sneaker content, this sneaker game, man. You know, I don't see many POVs, man, on this sneaker stuff like me. So spread the word, man. You know what I'm saying? Support. And let's get to it. Today's episode is a little different. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily about a particular sneaker. It's more about an establishment. You know what I'm saying? If you could call it that. New York, man. New York City, you know, in my opinion, I don't think, and again, this is the point of view from an 80s baby. You know what I'm saying? So this is a point of view from somebody who seen New York City in its prime. You know what I'm saying? And been in that era, what you can call the golden era. You know what I'm saying? Or which I call the golden era of New York. You know, like I said, this is the point of view from an 80s baby. You know, other people probably got different point of views, but you know, that's their story for them to tell. This is the Retro Files. I'm Rick. This mine. You dig? Nah, but yeah. So I don't think, you know, like I said, being a New Yorker, being from LI and all that, like in my opinion, I don't think, you know, and I'm talking about before all this. I'm talking about before the internet. I'm talking about before, you know, the sneaker hype and the game, you know, being what it is now. I don't think nobody was touching New York with sneakers. You know what I'm saying? Fashion and all that. Because remember, you know, it's New York is New York, man. New York is the Mecca. You understand what I'm saying? Now, again, this is my point of view. Could be a little biased, but you know, let me know, man. Hit me up if you know you want. We could talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think. I think at the time that I'm speaking about, I think New York was New York. You know what I'm saying? And that was at a time before everything became one. You know, I do feel like, you know, the internet and just the way things are going now, man, everybody's lost their identity. Not just New York, but I think LA, I think Chicago, I think, you know, Atlanta, I think, you know, anywhere, man, Detroit, like, it's like everybody's doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's wearing the same clothes, the same brands, the same sneakers, the same jeans, the same shirts. Like, everybody's just seeing what the next person is doing and then doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm an 80s baby, so I'm cut from a cloth of me personally. I don't want to look like y'all. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to look like y'all. No, not like what you like. I just like to be different. You know what I'm saying? And I have my own brain. Quick story. I was in, I want to say H&M. You know what I'm saying? I was in the mall. Me and the wife, we was in the mall. I don't know if we were school shopping for the kids or just in the mall for us. I don't know. We in the mall. But I know it's just me and my wife. And I had my favorite sneakers of all time on. The 95 Grant Hill rookie joints, right? So I'm in there, I'm looking at this shirt or whatever the case, and I see these two guys behind me. And they probably was like late teens, or maybe they was early 20s. I don't know. They was grown men. They looked young, but they weren't young, like, you know, 13-year-olds, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case. But they was like just looking at my kicks and shit. I mean, it's like, yo. And I heard one of them tap that. The other one was like, yo. I would have never thought to rock those. I'm just looking at them like, this is Grand Hills, my man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean you would have never thought to rock these? Like, how don't you know not to rock these? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they weren't babies. You understand what I'm saying? These was grown. These was like, you know, maybe. All right, let's say they weren't old enough to see Grant Hill play, but they didn't see Michael Jordan play either. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they were early 20s. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't see Mike, but they had Jordans on. But they was like, yo, I would have never thought to rock those. I'm like, man, these is Grant's, my man. Like, favorite sneaker of all time. That's what I told him. And they was just like almost mesmerized by my sneaker, man. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it was like how I had them on with the hang tab and all that. But, you know, again, that's, you know, everybody rock their sneakers different, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you can't just throw your joint on. You got to rock the sneaker too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just, I got these sneakers on and have them looking all any old way. Okay, cool. But that's the era that I come from. I come from doing my own thing. You know, I'm not chasing the crowd. I'm not running behind this is what's in and that's what's, I'm not doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing, Rookie Grant Hills. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's me. You know what I mean? And the people that's in the people that's in the hype, they ask, yo, where you get them? Da, da, da. That happens all the time. I'll get my wife on here right now. Because I don't cap. One thing with me, I don't cap. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people be out here capping, and I know I don't cap. You know what I'm saying? I just keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fronter, faker. I'm not none of that. So let me get that away early in the podcast, in this platform's creation. Let me get that out early. I'm never getting on here capping about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, people really always ask me, yo, where you get your sneakers from? I ain't seen those in 30 years. I ain't seen those in 20 years. Yo, where you get them? I've had people run out the stores, all that. Not even to say, like, I'm in Yeezys and none of that. You understand what I'm saying? It's the sneaker and how I rock it. It's just, it's different, right? So, dude said that, and I'm just looking like, nah, they Hills, my man. Like, you can grab them. Like, they around. Y'all just chose not to grab them. You can grab them. They around. You just choose not to. You understand what I'm saying? Because everybody's one. So if everybody's doing this, they want to do that. But what sets you apart if you're doing what everybody else is doing? You know what I'm saying? So I don't think, back to what I was saying with the New York thing, I don't think that there was a place that was messing with New York. New York, oh my goodness. New York had the best sneaker stores, in my opinion. You don't even know the name of the stores. They just say sneakers. You go in there, all heat. You know what I'm saying? You go in there, you go in the sneaker store, all heat. Real talk. You go in that joint, all heat. Now, hold on, let me see. Hold on. This is in real time here, so let me get to the hold on. There's this kid that I follow here. His Instagram page is Kickamatics. And, you know, he goes to different sneaker stores, and, you know, go check his channel out. You know what I'm saying? And he's in New York. He's going to a lot of spots here. You know what I'm saying? But, like, that's the type of time I'm talking about. Like, New York, to me, has the best. Wait, let me make sure I said that right. I want to shout my man out. It is Kickamatics. Kickamatics. You know what I mean? He is on his IG. He goes to a bunch of different, you know, all over the place. You know what I'm saying? But I see he got a couple New York gyms in there. You know, I just came across his page yesterday, so I still got to go through his full page myself. But I definitely over it. Like, I'm fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, like I said, New York, you know, especially in the time that I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the mid 90s, early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm from LA. I've always been in and out of the city. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother cousins, whatever the case. So I've always been in and out of the city. I don't think nobody's touching them with the sneakers. Now, it might be different now because we all want everybody online. It ain't the same, you know. But what I liked about New York is, like, you don't even know the names of these stores. That store might just say sneakers, and you go in there, it's all heat. Or it might have a name on that joint that ain't got nothing to do with sneakers. It might say David's. Go in there, but you could, you know, of course, you know, it's a sneaker store by the window. You go in there, all heat. You understand what I'm saying? The Coliseum, Jamaica Avenue, the Coliseum. Oh my goodness. Come on, man. You go inside the Coliseum on Jamaica Avenue. It's not, you know, it's still around, but it's not what it was. You know what I'm saying? At the height of this shit, man. And that's the whack part. Like, it just got so fucking polluted with nonsense that it ain't the essence of this no more, man. Like, it was nothing like going to the Coliseum and being surrounded by mad sneaker stores, clothes stores, jewelry stores. All the sneaker stores got heat. You could bargain with them, talk them down on prices and all that. It ain't the same no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, people not even trying to be different. Everybody trying to run behind with the next person. Oh, he got those? Oh, okay, let's do that. Oh, that's it? I'm like, yo, come on, man. Where is your identity? You know? You know, like I said, man, I was, you know, when I used to go to the city, you know, like I said, I'll do the Jamaica Ave, but, you know, I was more of a Fulton, downtown Brooklyn, Fulton Street. You know what I'm saying? Go down Fulton. See, this is the thing. Like, a lot of people, you'll go down Fulton, but it's like two side streets. One is like toward the end of Fulton, dip off the side. It was a mom and pop store right there. I never knew the name of that spot, but that spot had heat. I never knew the name of that spot. And then there was another like in the middle of Fulton, little side street, you dip down there, it's another mom and pop store. Mind you, on the actual Fulton Street was mad mom and pop stores, and the Jimmy Jazz, the Dr. J's and all that. Heat, right? I gotta go check on my mom and pop stores, man. I know a lot of them is going right now, and that shit crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Then my wife, she put me on to Greyhound. Fire. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, people don't even know about Greyhound. It's another part of Brooklyn. Greyhound is whole strip. Number of sneaker stores and clothes stores and all that. You know what I mean? So that's why New York, man, New York was just different. Now, there was this place. It was called the Warehouse. Now, if you're from New York, you probably heard of this. If not, let me tell you what the Warehouse was. Now, me personally, I don't know how I found out about the Warehouse. I don't know who told me about the Warehouse. I don't know nothing about my knowledge of the Warehouse. I just heard in my brain the Warehouse. For whatever reason, people used to just be like, yo, we got to go to the Warehouse. Like, what? You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm from LI, so the city, you know what I'm saying? It's like 45 minutes from us. You know what I mean? So this is the Warehouse. I don't know which one of my friends been there, who told what. You know, it's one of them things where you just start hearing things, and then you heard, oh yeah, they got this there, yo, is that whatever the case. So all right, cool, back to school time coming around. You know what I'm saying? Me and a couple of my guys, we got our bread up. Let's go to the Warehouse. You know, let's go see what the Warehouse is. Now, even the crazy part is we probably shouldn't have been going to the Warehouse by ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the Warehouse was like, it wasn't a warehouse, but it was just a building. So why they call it Warehouse, I don't know. I'm not sure if it was apartments, like an old, like, you know, like an apartment building, or old, like, just office space or whatever the fuck. It was downtown Manhattan, around Madison Square Garden. You know what I'm saying? Probably like a couple streets down. So it was just a big building. You know, it just looked like it was inside. It was just regular. You know, come on, if you've been to Manhattan, you know all them tall ass high rise. It's just in one of them buildings. No name, no nothing. So I don't even know how we got the name. I don't remember none of that. I just remember we going to the Warehouse. Now, going to Warehouse, Like I said, there's no signs. There's nothing that was promoting, hey, this is the warehouse and this is what's in the warehouse. There's none of that shit. It's just regular New York City. You understand? So we looking around, everything is just moving. Regular buses, yellow cabs, everything going. There's no, hey, over here, warehouse, nobody on the corner saying, yo, you want to go to the warehouse? Whatever the fuck. I don't know how we found it. I don't know if we asked somebody, who asked somebody, who asked somebody. I don't remember. We get to the warehouse. Now, the warehouse, you got to go inside, walk down, get in the elevator, go up, get off on whatever floor, and just go in random rooms. That was the warehouse. And each room you went in was something different. Clothes, different people selling different shit, you know what I mean? Clothes, belts, hats, name it, they sold it. That was the warehouse. And that was the most, at the time, hindsight, thinking back on it, you're like, yo, wow. We really went into a building that had mad people selling merchandise, stolen merchandise, bootleg merchandise, all type of shit was happening under this roof. That probably was a dangerous place. You're not thinking about it because we teenagers, we in there, got money in our pocket. We in there trying to get fly for school. Cops probably could have raided that joint at any time because I know that everything in that joint was stolen. Either stolen, bootleg, or whatever the fuck. You understand what I'm saying? Because again, this is like some off the radar type, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, yo, we in this raggedy ass elevator. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yo, we in this raggedy ass elevator. We got all this money on us. We don't know where we are. We don't know what street we're on. We don't know what building we're in. We don't know nothing. We just know we're about to get off on the fucking 4th floor. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing. It's like when you're inside there, if you don't know where you are, there's nothing. You couldn't tell nobody where you are for $1 million. If somebody say, yo, tell me where you are right now, I'm going to come to you, give you this $1 million, you couldn't give them directions. You know what I mean? And I'm just thinking like, wow, as teenagers, you do some wild shit. Like, we didn't even think about it. We didn't even think about like, yo, what if somebody came in this joint and just robbed everybody in this joint? Or what if, we got, like, anything could have happened. But again, we wanted to get to that warehouse because you hear stories about the warehouse. Yo, the warehouse got this, the warehouse got that. Yo, you can get this there. Yo, it's cheap there. You can bargain. You can do this. You can do that. You can do that. It's like imagine like a flea market in a building. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't remember how many floors up because it was a tall building. It was just a regular downtown Manhattan building. So I don't even remember how many stories up it was. But I'm just like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really in this joint. And, I think I bought a couple of shirts and shit. I didn't go crazy. You know what I mean? I definitely didn't buy no sneakers from there. Sometimes you could tell when the sneakers is bootleg and all that. And I ain't never been into the bootlegs. I'm saying I never been into the bootlegs, but I ain't buy no kicks from there, nothing like that. But I think I bought a couple of shirts from there. But to me, that was just a wild like situation there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow, we really in this joint. And I'm just looking around. I'm like, yo, it's mad people in here. You know what I mean? I'm just looking around. I'm like, yo, it's mad people in here spending a lot of money. Like, everywhere you went, it was people in. Every room you went in, it was people in there. It was people in the halls, people in the elevators. And I'm just looking around like, yo, this shit crazy. How did they get this like this? You know what I mean? Like, how, like, did you just find an empty building and just set up shop? Like, I really wish somebody did a documentary on the warehouse. You know what I'm saying? That would be crazy. But, yeah, man, I just wanted to, tell y'all the story about the warehouse, man. Like I said, name it, they sold it in that joint. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't much they wasn't selling in there. And it was just like a secret society type thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Because even when you came out the warehouse, it wasn't no hanging around. People was just leaving and walking and going on about their business. Nobody was hanging out like, yo. Nobody was in there like, yo, on the 5th floor, nobody was doing none of that to my knowledge. You know what I'm saying? From what I seen. It wasn't like, yo, 6th floor, yo, that's where the fly, yo, they got the best stuff on the third. It wasn't none of that. There was no signs. It was nothing. People just in and out, in and out. You know what I'm saying? They might have some bags or whatever the case. Go in there, buy whatever you buy, and leaving. It was, to my knowledge. You know what I mean? If any of that was going on, I didn't know. You know, but to my knowledge, they wasn't doing that. They was just in and out, in and out, in and out. And that was one of the that's the beauty of New York, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of New York, man. So, you know, I'll have more stories coming. But yeah, man, I just wanted to get on here and share my warehouse stories with you, man. You know, again, man, I definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in to the Retro Files. You know, it's my sneaker podcast, and you know, we in the building. Follow me on Instagram at Rick_BHR. You know, all my information will be in the description. So I'm trying to build this community. I'm trying to share my point of view on, you know, the sneaker culture. You know what I'm saying? And the sneakers that I like, and tell the sneaker stories, and, you know, that I've been through, and all, you know, everything involving sneakers from my point of view. I want to share with y'all, and I want to build this community. So I definitely appreciate if you would share this podcast. And yeah, man, let's get to it. On that note, I'm gonna sign off. Appreciate y'all. I'm gone.